It's the Cable MTG Show.
Well, shall we mince and boo? Is today a good day to hamster? It's so hard for me to pass a sneak attack. There's a stomping ground in Noble Hierarch there. Hey. Dynamite. Any DCC fans? What's that? So Chariot gives you a bunch of critters, which is good with the Cradle. I think I want that Verge, though. Dungeon Crawler Carl. Okay, is that like a show or a comic? Hey, thanks for the sub, Floppy Face. Book series, gotcha. I've defeated my dinner. Half want to grab that Tropical Island. Oh wow, it's really exploding then. Making a show and a movie and a game. Get your Dungeon Crawler Carl themed sex toys here. Get your Dungeon Crawler popcorn bucket. Grabbing a bunch of lands, because we're not really sure what we could use to get this to work, right? Blue could be good with like an Oko or a Show and Tell splash. Black can play well with Sneak Attack if you're doing Reanimator things. We did grab that Recurring Nightmare, so there's potentially something there. We'll see. We didn't actually end up with much green. Okay. Kind of pushing me towards the Recurring Nightmare direction. Think about the Dark Ritual. That deck's pretty slow right now. You love Recurring Nightmare? Of course you do. You're old as shit. Every Magic player above a certain age fucking loves Recurring Nightmare. And they're right. They're right to do so. The thing about Chromox to also help alleviate my my clunkiness, but I should probably grab that Verdant Catacombs. Just assume we'll find it other forms of acceleration. It is a very helpful fetch, being doubly on color and all that. Oh, Malevolent Rumble seems like it would play well with the Recurring Nightmare plan, Also find Sneak Attack. Shame to pass this Currency Converter, or the Generosent, and the Challenger, of course. Might get a good wheel. Even though we're embracing a bit of a Reanimator theme, I don't think we're going to have the black count for Grief. I'm going to grab Library. Okay. I guess we're vamping, Haven't played a vamp in a bit. So there's an Entomb, which I like if you've got 2 mana or less reanimation effects. Currently we only have 1 Recurring Nightmare, which makes it a little bit less good. I was thinking about getting Satyr Wayfinder, just like another way of binning things for the Nightmare. And then it's Body to sack too. And then Woodfall Primus would be another thing worth looping. Crab's interesting. Badlands is good. Yeah, I like that Crab's another just like castable sneak thing. Season Pyromancer, another good one with the Nightmare. I'm gonna grab the Cliffs here. Little Commercial District. You thought Cauldron of Essence was a strictly better Recurring Nightmare? Oh, I think you're wrong about that. The ability to activate multiple times in a turn absolutely comes up with Recurring Nightmare. You regret not casting more Minsc and Boo in Legacy? You still could. It's something you could fix. Could grab some removal. Could grab a Through the Breach. Some cheap removal spells. Almost like the Kolaghan's Command. Eternal Witness is cute with Nightmare. Hey, there we go. What a dynamic duo. Cymerical is good with Sneak Attack. It's not very good with Recurring Nightmare and Flash, though. But I guess it's also good with Atali. I think I'm supposed to grab that Necromancy and be happy. Oh my god. Could have gone Emrakul into channel. Fuck! It's kind of a beautiful Ren and 6. But the filtering from Fable is really nice. Another way to bin things for our reanimation. Very low confidence pick there. Looking at Metamorphosis, Lotus Petal, Town Greeter, and Volcanic. And Bayou, I guess. Frantic Search versus Grizzlebrand. I guess Winter Night Stories is in the convo. Let's grab Grizzlebrand. Yeah, the Confluence is tempting. But Harvester of Misery would play pretty well here. We don't really have the acceleration for Through the Breach. I think it's just like a bit slow. Speaker seems good with Recurring Nightmare. I guess I'll grab it. Terra Sunder, though, would have been some real nice interaction. Yeah, we have 3 Self-Millers, which I think actually makes the Treasure Cruise look pretty good. I think we can actually count Verge towards green. 8. Probably want like at least 1 forest. And then we got red at 7, which is actually pretty good. Yeah, we don't have to play a mountain, really. I don't hate an island. Go up to 5 sources. And there's 1 left. I think it was black. Oh yeah, at least 3 swamps. It's like 1 more green than we need, but I think that's okay. So this deck's missing like some acceleration. It's missing discard. It's missing a lot, actually. Kind of an exciting opener. Thinking about vamping up a removal for this Death Right, huh? You have a confession? Oh no. Can you keep it to yourself? You went into the pool prior to 30 minutes passing after eating a meal once. Huh. You know, I wish you hadn't told me that. I am going to have to report, you know? Statute of limitations? Oh, no. Ridiculous notion. Well, my plan to dark ritual out a crab on this turn is looking a little grim. Excuse me. Yeah, I almost vamped for sneak attack and then dark ritualed out sneak attack that turn. Would have been a lot better, huh? Crab only hits the opponent's stuff and would have had no. It has no interaction with a Tali. How's the weather in your planet? It's alright. I'm going to flash in a Tali on my turn. In case we get a haster. Both my deck and the opponent's deck have hasters, so... a couple of reasons to do this now. Sweet. It turns out having a Grief and a Minskin Boo on turn 2. Pretty good. Pretty good. Just got back from the doctor. They were treating your... There's 2 wolves inside of you issue. Oh, yeah. In the emergency room, they show up with, like, all kinds of things inserted into people. It's pretty normal. So no matter what you end up with inserted in you that you can't get out, no matter how weird or dangerous it may seem, the doctor's seen weirder and more dangerous. Don't be ashamed. Go get yourself treated. I guess I'll keep. We can go get a surveillant here. If you're in America, you cannot see a doctor. No, you should know better. Now enjoy the fucking freedom. Why would they do that behind your back? That's no head. Laughter's the best medicine. Oh my god. So there's an argument to griefing after crabbing. But I was worried about random interaction. Does crab ignore timing rules? If I flash crab on their turn, kind of reads like it ignores timing rules. It's a little unintuitive, but I think I'm just going to Recurring Nightmare now. Normally you would attack and get that 6 value first and that self-milling. But something that they could do is block with the Deathrite and then bolt the 6. And then I wouldn't have anything to sack the Recurring Nightmare. I think it's like a low chance that somebody does that. But I'm going to play around it anyway. Yeah, the concern here is the opponent just keeps on hitting removal spells for my critters. I'm just going to run out Nightmare. Finally. Let's see Cauldron do that, huh? When I was in college, I took a black, white, and white photography class, and I always liked using the dark room. It wasn't really a room. We had these like little huts. They were like porta potty size, right? And when you went in there, it'd close off with the light, and then you had to like fumble around in the dark to put your film on the reels and all that. And you're just like going by sense of touch. Not ideal. But the room that they had the darkness huts in had a CD player and then a stack of like burnt CDs. And there was a lot of like Jack Johnson. A lot of like jam bands and stuff. Grateful Dead stuff. I was going through. I was like, I'm going to have to bring something in. And then there was one Rage Against the Machine album. And I played the shit out of that album. So now Rage Against the Machine reminds me of developing black and white photography. Jesus, Daniel Tarkthai. I hope you're okay. Good luck recovering. Tempted by Grief, Eternal Witness, and as always, Atali. I'm not actually that far away from Atali. I'm just going to put an Atali in my hand. You're alive and have a pathway. You also have the most kick-ass scar on your chest. Well, congrats on the kick-ass scar. I guess. Kind of feels worse than when I just played Minskin Boo there, huh? Can we outgrind this library? Now we gotta figure out, do we lead on the Atali or the Vaultborn? The benefit of leading on the Vaultborn is that we could get another trigger off of it with this here Atali here. But Atali might answer their frog for me. I'll lean on this one. Oh, oh yes. We're actually keeping pace with Library of Alexandria. Because we treasure cruised and then we played their Lorien Revealed. Got me. Probably hard cast an Eternal Witness here. I'm a little tied up on red mana, but I've got double green and then play the Blood Chiefs. I mean, either the Skull or the Frog, whatever. We'll see what they do here. Probably going to lead on just activating Sneak, right? Hell yeah, Covalent Bond. Yeah, I enjoy chatting with that guy. He's funny and he knows a lot about things that I'm interested in. Oh, I should have let them put the swords on the stack first. Because now they're going to swords the Archons, so they don't have the attack trigger. I don't think it really matters. Probably just not a thing that matters at that spot. Could have, though. Who knows? I've been playing so fucking sloppy the last few days. Well, yesterday at the start of the stream, I was playing solid, I guess. And then we converted to a podcast. You thought the podcast was shy? Oh, yeah? Did I miss my true calling? I got a sloppy mouth? That sounds about right. Intentionally overfilling here. We have Natale, we got a recurring nightmare. Might as well set it up. The guest carried it? Of course, of course. If you have a good interviewer, it's going to look like the guest is carrying. So I take it as a high compliment that you think so. Think about Breeding Pool versus Stomping Ground here. I guess I'll grab the Breeding. Oh, I meant to mention this at the time, but if people were considering coming to Mad with Power, but we're hung up on like having a place to crash, like if you're coming from out of town. I do have a guest bed, so I wouldn't be able to put up a lot of people, but I can certainly put up a non-zero number of people. Just something to think about. Draw some cards. Ooh. That's what I was going to vamp tutor for. Ooh, love that her face. Hope you have a great time. Weddings are so much fun. Oh yeah, Connor, you gonna bring your kid? Some of my, maybe all of my favorite childhood memories were my folks taking me to see live music. When's the fest? I think it's the 5th and 6th of this next month. 5th and 6th of June. No problem, Salty. The game has ended. I think that they realized that like they don't have a way of me just looping Recurring Nightmare with Archon next turn. I was just gonna grind him down. That's what that scoop is about. Close, huh? That opening. I felt like it was close to something. Did I enjoy my time off? You mean my weekend? Yeah, it was good. Oh, very fun, Cannon Chin. Yeah, it's cool when people are still doing it for like the love of it as opposed to a paycheck. You definitely see some of those super old bands. I'm gonna put a questing beast to hand. It's tempting to grief them, huh? Try and buy a little bit of time. Okay, I'll do that. Mutagen Man. When I was first getting into drumming, I was playing along to a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Kind of perfect for that. Nice mix of ghost notes and rim shots and all that. Gross. Eureka's not in now. Starting to get to this point where if a ripped sneak attack would be too slow. Yeah, we're going to 4 here. thinking about Fireball. Oh, I might have to adjust the mana base to play it. Yeah, let's just bring Snuff out over... I don't know. Something. Cornucopia, I guess. I like the idea of ramping up to the 7s and 6s, though. It's, like, doable. Eternal Witness has been good, but I gotta cut something. Oh yeah, Kiefer? How long have you played bass? Frusciante is maybe your favorite guitarist ever? I think Frusciante's in my top 10. I like his stuff a lot, too. Right? His solo stuff does rip. Ha ha! I shall harvest your misery, Michelangelo. Some juicy niblets in there. I think Victor Wooten is still my favorite bass player. I think he's been my favorite since I saw him. God, how old was I? I must have been like 16. Touring with Bella Fleck. The game has ended. Yeah, my hand was nuts too, right? I can fucking sneak Volborn and Natalia. It might even be better than what I did. Just like fucking tapping some red mana and churning those out. Handling's pretty reasonable. It's no library opener, but... Snuff a giver. Is the VOD from this stream going to be considered a snuff film? A little risky running the sneak out without an activation, but I only have so much red mana available. So I think it's a good risk. Nice. And now the Grizzlebrand can hopefully draw me another red source. We can have a pleasant little turn here. I I think I want to pay another 7, maybe? What am I doing? I was sneaking in Harvester on their turn. This is pretty good. I'm going to keep this. I don't actually like discarding the crab like I just did. You know that line I just made? I was thinking I could rumble into Recurring Nightmare, but I can also just sneak it, right? It's a little cleaner. Sneak it inside to get back the Grizzlebrand. The hungry and the cold. I heard that hungry people don't stay hungry for long. Yes, 6 cards left is not a lot of cards. Gotta be a little careful about that. You have chosen poorly. Hot diggity. I wouldn't have predicted that deck trophying. I thought it was a little bit weak in terms of early game acceleration. Like we just had that Dark Ritual, basically. And it was a little bit lackluster in terms of discard. I think the deck that had like a lot of like a blue-black deck would have had a good time with us. Someone with some like counters and some discard would have picked us apart real well. But we never really saw that, so good for us. That's why you play out the matches, right? That's why we play them out. One of 8 players? One of 8 players? We can get more.